Hey, what's good, y'all? It's T Wells coming at you again with another video here. We're going to talk about two projects today, Circle and Stellar. Okay. Props to Tyler Swope over there at Chico Crypto. His work on these two projects and videos has really piqued my interest in them to begin with, and I think there are stories from last week that really deserve some attention here, which I'm going to spend my time on here today. So let's read through this first article having to do with Circle and an operation that it is participating in Venezuela, and we're going to talk about geopolitical implications here, folks, because that's really what this is all about here. You see these platforms like Circle and Stellar that are facilitating stablecoin transactions with different countries in around the world, but specifically for these two articles in Latin America. And you start to see the bridge being built between cryptocurrency and geopolitics, okay, international and foreign policy. So let's read through this. Circle partners with Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela and RTM to deliver aid to Venezuelans using USDC. They're referring to the legitimate elected government of Venezuela to distribute desperately needed aid to frontline medical workers in the context of COVID. Obviously, this is not Maduro. Okay, Maduro is the sort of the status quo political leader in Venezuela going back. I mean, he is the chosen heir to Hugo Chavez, right? You know a little about Hugo Chavez and the rise of sort of socialism in Venezuela in the late 90s through modern Venezuelan history to sort of make sense of everything that's going on the ground. Bottom line is this is a hot spot, okay? And so Circle is joined the fray, right? Let's read a little more. Through a collaboration with the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, led by President-elect Juan Guaido. I never pronounced the guy's name right. I'm sorry, Guaido. Maduro is easier. Forgive me. U.S. fintech innovator RTM in coordination with the U.S. government were able to put in place an aid disbursement pipeline that leveraged the power of USDC, essentially to bypass the capital controls imposed by Maduro. So they're circumventing the existing political and economic power in the country with the help of the U.S. or in coordination with the U.S. government. The Guaido government then uses those funds to mint USDC. There's a process of how this transfer is happening. It explains the direct benefit provided to healthcare workers are basically able to pay for stuff directly using their stablecoins. See if we can zoom in here one. This is a great little graphic here. It explains the process. All right. So it first of all explains the dilemma, which is how the Guaido, so the opposition in Venezuela, right, that has the political legitimacy in the eyes of the people, but is not at the levers of power because it does not control the military, right? Is unable to transact and is unable to acquire foreign funding for their oppositional operations, okay, due to capital controls enforced by Maduro. And obviously the blockchain prevents a way to circumvent this. So Circle is involved here, and you can check out this. This is a blog post on Circle's website. You can find this report in a number of other outlets in the sort of crypto space. Let's zoom back out here and go down a little further. While Maduro government has said that they will attempt to block the use of RTM's website and app in Venezuela, anyone who's traveled will tell you VPN servers are easy to set up and to get around geo-blocks. So Circle is advocating the use of a VPN, right? In order to execute on foreign and aid objectives, economic and political leaders have turned to stablecoins. All right, so again, read the whole thing for yourself. I want to talk a little bit about this, the implications here. All right, if you don't know anything about Venezuela, let me give you a quick rundown so you can understand the context in which this is happening. Nicolas Maduro is the current president of Venezuela and has the backing. He has the gunpowder. Okay? He has the loyalty of top military decision makers. Right. So he therefore has controls over the political and economic levers of power. Maduro's government and Chavez before him rise to the level of probably, in most national security experts, foreign policy experts, if you were to get them in the room and say, look, write down the top 10 threat vectors to the United States, Venezuela would be on that list. Okay, it's not at the top, but it is a hot spot, right? And it's regional, it's sort of in the Western Hemisphere. So it rises to the level of a certain priority in U.S. foreign policy circles. This article reads like a speaking tube for the State Department of the CIA. Okay, I'm not saying that's a bad thing necessarily. I'm simply saying that if you want to be looking for projects, crypto projects, that are demonstrating an ability to partner with, collaborate with major actors outside the crypto bubble, this is pretty much as big as it gets. I mean, and I'm not trying to blow it out of proportion, but saying basically Circle has been selected as the tool of choice in an attempt to conduct regime change in Venezuela, but at the same time provide, which I think is, hopefully you want to believe, like at the aggregate level, would be a net benefit for all the people in Venezuela, and then the immediate benefit is these healthcare workers are getting money to live their lives in a decent way. So Circle is a winner. I mean, look, I'm not trying to be, I'm not shilling Circle. It's a stable coin that I think people should watch, because they could not do this on their own without direct, explicit coordination with the United States government and our foreign policy establishment. So Circle, that's it about that. This is the other headline. Also in Latin America, this is now about Stellar, right? We'll take a look at Stellar for a second. Stellar, again, talking about bridging over, they've basically demonstrated their ability to cooperate with another sort of existing status quo settlement network, as well as the governments of two foreign nations. Okay, so we scroll down here. The ARST is tied to the Argentine peso, while the BRLT is tied to the Brazilian real, and the cooperation with the Stellar Network, the largest digital asset settlement network across Latin America for exchange and cross-border payments. The bottom line for this is remittances, and making it easier for Argentinian and Brazilian foreign nationals to send money back to their families in these Latin American countries. So, and they're doing it through the creation of a stable coin that is pegged to the existing national currencies of Argentina and Brazil. This demonstrates, again, that Stellar is getting its hooks into like different parts of the world when it comes to this trend of central bank digital currencies. I mean, it seems this article does not assert what I'm about to say, but it seems logical that if Stellar has set up, these two existing stable coins, if the national government in Argentina and Brazil decides, we're going to flip the switch and go over fully to a central bank digital currency or any type of transition even, it seems that Stellar would be the partner of choice for that, which would be great for the price of lumens, clearly, but I think also the future of the project, because first movers, we don't always have a benefit here, and I feel like the train is like leaving, if it hasn't already sort of left the station on central bank digital currencies and stable coins, but the momentum, like most people are wholly oblivious to this. I mean, most people, when we say the investment space, more broadly speaking, like the average Wall Street investor they've heard of a stable coin, they have no clue what it is. So the fact that Stellar is like doing the work here with two nation states that are in the region of Latin America are very significant. These are the two largest economies and political powers in the region. So props to Stellar for that. And again, props to Tyler for sort of, really lifting these two projects up in the stablecoin space. I think they're two things you all should keep an eye on. If you have questions about them, comments, love to see them below. Smash the like button, folks, trying to get these videos watched. Subscribe if you like the content. Hit the bell button if you want to get more. And y'all have a great weekend. Stay safe and be well.